Alright, so what's going on? Let's talk about some isekai anime. Oh, so in my summer seasonal review, I was talking about how this show is going to be a steaming pile of crap, and it did not disappoint. It's exactly what I thought it would be. But let's get right into the gist of it, and then we'll talk about why it's crap. So we start with this dude, this sniveling, whining coward. He's stuck in a cave. He gets attacked by some judo karate rabbit, and then this huge ass bear comes along. Decides, hey, I could use a little snack. Decides to eat his arm. He's like, fuck, my arm! You just ate my arm! So he starts cowering away, goes into a little cubby, little rabbit hole sort of thing. And he's using a little spell to protect himself, but the bear's coming. The bear is coming! And then he collapses down. He notices the stone that has some sort of magical power. And then he has a flashback about him being a little weakling and everyone making fun of him. Bunch of tropey characters making fun of him at that. A bunch of tropey characters making fun of another tropey character. Isn't it special? Isn't it fun? And then, he's basically shown to be a weak hero, doesn't really seem to have any sort of special powers that make him stronger than anyone else. He seems to be holding back his other teammates. And then we come back to the cave, and he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna drink this little liquid from this power crystal here, and I'm gonna start eating these bitches. If they're gonna eat me, I'm gonna eat them. I don't know. It's some sort of weird cannibalism. Well, I guess it's not cannibalism, but man, shit, it's kind of weird, He goes from being a weakling to a frickin' edgelord just like that. I mean, on the drop of a dime. I mean, I rarely see people change their personalities this quickly, but man, this guy, whew, he fucking does it. And then, he eats a monster. Then all of a sudden, he becomes some sort of uber strong guy. He goes from a weakling to a strong guy. I mean, goddamn. In an isekai? I mean, I didn't see it coming. Honestly, I mean, wow. But anyway, he decides to eat these monsters. I don't know where the bear goes at this point. I guess he's taking a lunch break or something, or he's in the John taking a shit, because, he just happens to disappear while this dude is, killing rabbits and wolves, and he's like, gotta build up my strength before this bear comes back. Bear's like, I'll let him cower for a little bit. There's no way he's gonna jump up in power level that quickly. But little does he know, when he comes back, dude's hair is white, he's all powerful, and he decides to eat his arm. He's like, you know what, bear? You ate my arm? Payback's a bitch. And then the scene ends with him giving him a third eye hole, with him shooting a bullet in his face, which I feel like members of PETA would probably have something to say about. It's such a majestic creature, how could you? But anyway, now that we concluded sort of what happened in the episode, let's talk about the episode itself, the flaws and the other flaws. This is isekai. It's basically generic characters, tropey characters who don't really have any sort of personality besides some tropey quirks. This guy basically puts Eren Yeager to shame from Attack on Titan. I mean, goddamn, I've never seen a guy be so whiny and so edgy on the drop of a dime. I mean, goddamn. And I don't really expect his character to change much throughout the series. I guess they're going to kind of play off of the fact that, he's eating monsters, so he's becoming a monster. Ha ha ha! Do you get it? Oh my gosh, jeez. I mean, it's so obvious and it's so boring and bland, and it's like, we know this character is going to get no development throughout the series. We know he's just going to keep boosting up in power, and he's going to impress people, and they're going to be like, wow, can you believe it? Did you see it coming? In regards to the animation, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I thought I saw bad 3D animation when I saw Berserk 2016, but I mean, this is pretty damn close to as bad. I mean, it's quite awful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jesus Christ. I mean, you thought the characters were bad enough, but you're like, maybe, the combat sequences will have some fluid animation. Maybe it will give me something to look at while I'm just gouging my eyes out from all this pitiful crap. But no, the show is abhorrent through and through, and there's really nothing to look forward to in this show. I mean, I don't I mean, I realize it's just one episode, but the first episode really sets the tone, and it's like, where can they really go at this point to improve the show? They've already laid the groundwork for this tropey, edgy, vacuous character who has no sort of personality. They've already given him the strongest abilities in the show, and he's probably only going to get stronger from here on out. So his plight is not going to be very interesting. It's not like I'm going to feel engaged or empathetic towards his cause. And the fighting's just bland. I mean, besides the shoddy 3D animation, it's not like there was anything that was inspiring any sort of awe or brilliance. I mean, it was just sort of flashy lights, no sort of scenes that stuck out. And it's not like the dark and edgy trope is such a bad thing. I mean, there are characters where I feel like it's been done correctly. I mean, Light Yagami from Death Note, I mean, he was dark and edgy, but he still had an interesting personality, and you could see that he was contemplative and analytical and strategic, and he had a lot of internal monologues that gave you insights to his thought process. But this guy is just, he's archetypical for archetypical's sake. I mean, that's all he is. He's just gratuitously gory and edgy and extremely serious and cynical just for the sake of it. I mean, they sort of went into his backstory, but I mean, the dude just, like I said, he just went from total loser, awkward, shy guy to cynical badass, quote unquote badass. He's not really a badass. And on the drop of a dime, I mean, there was no sort of build up to it, and it happened so quick in the first episode that it's like, god damn, I mean, seriously, why don't you just start him off that way and then maybe slowly show his backstory in the coming episodes instead of making it happen so damn quick? Yeah, I don't really have much hope for this show. I mean, it's pretty awful all across the board. And, what else can you really say about this? It's isekai through and through. I mean, it feels kind of like a Shield Hero at this point. The guy's really dark, and, I mean, at least Shield Hero kind of had a little bit of realism to this. This is so contrived that it's just egregious. I mean, this show, after this season, I'm predicting this will easily be forgotten by the anime community, and it will be left in the depths of despair, in the caves of its own machinations. It's so awful. I mean, God, just don't watch it. Don't watch it. All right, catch you on the flip side.